A lot of us have been dealing with some chillier weather, some colder weather in many spots from the Caribbean right up through Canada. With that said, the biggest front of the season is down the road. I want to track that. I want to go way out in time and show you that. Thanks for being with me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Spin the Atlantic region of Canada. There's one front clearing Bermuda down through the northern Caribbean. A lot of energy moving in to the Pacific Northwest of the United States. That's going to play into the forecast down the road. Now, let's swing down across the Caribbean. Little southerly flow drawing in some of the moisture. May have had some of the rain yesterday around Belize. We've had some spotty showers in the eastern Caribbean. I'll break down those forecasts as we go forward. Now, let's look way ahead. This January was supposed to be active, and so far it has been really active. Here's that one front later today that's brought us the chillier weather through much of Central America, Northern Caribbean, and that colder air, much of Canada, and through the central and eastern parts of the United States. Now, here comes the next system. This is not the biggest one, but here comes the next system, and then I'll show you the biggest one in a second. This one kind of drawing in that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, feeding in that moisture right in through parts of Texas and Louisiana. Now, how far south does the snow get? Not too terribly far, but we may get clipped by some snow extreme northern Texas, back through parts of Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and as we get into South Carolina and then points up to the north, possibility of some snow, which will be fine-tuned going forward. But look at that front draped all the way down through the Yucatan Peninsula and Mexico proper, and then this builds off of the mid-Atlantic of the United States. This here is by Saturday morning, and you see the trailing front with it. So watching this system, another shot of some cold air. So it kind of reinforces that chilly air, a very active January with these southern systems drawing in these fronts right into at least the northern Caribbean. Southern Caribbean, we have been on the hot side. There's that spin by Sunday. That front clears. Bermuda moves right through the Bahamas near Florida, Cuba. Much of the Caribbean still that easterly flow, but behind this front, another shot of that colder air moving in to parts of Canada and the United States. As we'd kind of expect, it is January. We expect that. But let's go out in time here further. I want to show you the biggest front of the season so far. This here is by Friday the 17th, so we're going way out in time here. This is deep into next week, developing near the Great Lakes, swinging back toward the Gulf of Mexico. This is the one that will impact many going forward. And then as we work our way in, ticking ahead here, this is the 19th, 20th, so this is deep out in time now. We're talking 10 plus days out in time. Here's this front, and you can see it stretching from the Atlantic region of Canada right down through the east coast of the United States, down through the Caribbean. This is the bigger one, the biggest of the season so far. That'll bring in a shot of some very cold air, which I'll show you in a second, and the air gets on the chilly side way down to the south, and you see the front here. This is by Wednesday the 22nd, so again, way out in time. This will have to be fine-tuned, of course. There's going to be some changes. Forecast is difficult just 3-4 days out, yet alone this far out, but this does give us a feel that we're going to see a big time front impacting many as we get down the road, as we get deeper into January. And let me show you that. Keep an eye on some of the blues on the map here. That's some of that big chill we're having. Parts of Mexico, we're dealing with that chill right back through the Bahamas. So that's where we have the cold air now. The Arctic air sitting right up through parts of Canada in the northeast United States. Kind of this shading we're seeing in here, this gray shading. But look what happens as we go forward. Let me just jump out in time and track this bigger front as we work our way into the 22nd of January. And look at this blue shading that's all the way down even into Honduras. This kind of yellow shading tells me where that front is going to be. This front gets deeper down to the south, which allows that big colder air plunge to move in. So some spots that haven't had much in the way of cooler weather will eventually get that. I'd like to look ahead to show you what's next. This will be a bigger front. So we have one storm system that will be sweeping by for some as we work our way into the later portions of the weekend, but deeper into January. That's when we get the biggest front of the season. Now, for Saturday, just to show you kind of the cold air, how far south it gets with that snow, you see the snow potential, extreme northern Texas, and then I mentioned some of the spots earlier where that snow will get. We're not really looking at 4 inches. This is a model, and a model is it's a computer. You know, sometimes it's not completely accurate. That's why I'm here to let you know kind of what I'm seeing with the models. I don't just rely on the models, but I do believe some of the snow will clip by here. As far as the amounts go, shouldn't be too much, but you see how far south some of that snow does try to get, just kind of on the back side of the system, or top side of the system, some of that snow. Now, what we're dealing with today, those scattered showers, again, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, but also that chance of a spotty shower. While the rain chance isn't very high, Dominica, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent the Grenadines, Grenada, Trinidad, we may get a couple little showers around. So that is a possibility. Now, as we work our way into tomorrow, same thing, hit or miss shower near Trinidad and Tobago. And then just watching out for the chance of spotty showers. Jamaica, we had a couple little showers in a few spots overnight. Rain chance for us in Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Haiti, the DR, Puerto Rico. It's not high, but some isolated showers will be possible, hit or miss. But as we work our way into Friday, here comes that next front. That's the one that will dive through the Gulf of Mexico and once again clip by the northern Caribbean with at least some cooler weather moving in. Now here's kind of the north side of everything. This is later today. Bermuda, that front clearing by, but still windy conditions again. Watching out for the chance of showers. Backside of this Atlantic region of Canada, snow showers a possibility. Most of the energy is off to the east, but you see in Bermuda, there's some of that rain building nearby. And then watching this next system, anywhere from Indiana south, that chance of some snow through extreme northern sections of Georgia, for example. In that pink shading in there, that would be a mix. So you're talking about a rain-snow mix or some sleet moving in with that, showing how far south that cold air gets. Now, the Atlantic waters are just a mess. Here's meters, here's feet on the right-hand side of your screen. Bit of a chop, Bay of Campeche, western Gulf of Mexico today. And as we work our way back toward the southern and western sections of the Caribbean, going out in time further, this here is by tomorrow, pretty much the same thing. But as we work our way to the end of the week, that next front moves by over toward the southeast U.S. So as we get into Saturday, you see those higher seas watching over toward the Bahamas. The seas are going to be building, and then we'll get some colder air moving in, and then choppy conditions to rough conditions back through the Gulf of Mexico this weekend with that next front moving in. Next 3 days, rain totals are not too high. Freeport over toward Turks and Caicos, we're generally going to see some pleasant looking conditions with the colder nights and the cooler days right across Cuba, Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Haiti, the DR, Puerto Rico. I mentioned if we get a shower, we're not seeing a lot, maybe 10 millimeters of rain, maybe a quarter of an inch of rain. British U.S. Virgin Islands, rain chance is low. Slightly better chance Dominica, back through Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada, but the rain chance isn't high. But I showed you that we could get a couple of those spotty showers. That map not working here. But as we work our way back toward Central America, you see here Belize, back toward Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, seeing a couple of those areas of rain where we could pick up 50 millimeters of rain or 2 inches of rain as we go over the next 2 days, and some isolated showers just with these fronts moving by across Mexico, and of course keeping an eye in Texas with the next system that will be moving by. So you see the rain chance across Jamaica, it's not super high, a 20% chance, just a 10 to 20% chance Cayman Islands the next few days. Let me know in the comments your temperature this morning, if you do have some of that colder air around. Trinidad and Tobago, you see the rain chance not high, but we'll get a few more showers later this week. We're looking at about a 50% chance by Friday. Rain chance later this week through Barbados. We have a 20 to 30% chance. Could see a couple of those showers around today in St. Lucia. 40% chance today, 20% chance tomorrow. And you see some isolated showers across Grenada. 20 to 30% chance over the next 3 days. St. Vincent the Grenadines. 30% chance for today in Martinique. A 20% chance tomorrow. We do that again as we swing back toward Dominica. It would be an isolated chance of a shower. Rain chance the next 3 days in Guadeloupe, holding at 20%. Just a 10% chance, that's it. Antigua, Barbuda, just a 10% chance the next 2 days. St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat, 10% chance today in Anguilla and St. Bart's, 20% chance tomorrow. In the next 2 days, rain chance next to nothing. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia. Isolated 30% chance right across Puerto Rico. We're looking at a 20% chance U.S. and British Virgin Islands. We're generally dry through the Bahamas. We'll watch out for the next front as we get into the weekend. Turks and Caicos, 30% chance chance of a shower today, just a 20% chance in the Dominican Republic. In Haiti, generally those dry conditions holding on, maybe a sprinkle the next few days. But Belize, we have that 50% chance of those scattered showers. I'll be watching your comments. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, that rain chance stays on the low side. Can't rule out a stray shower, but the rain chance on the low side, not as high as well. Guyana and Suriname, rain chance kind of right around 10 to 20% chance. We're mainly dry in Cuba with the cooler days and the colder nights that have moved in. Costa Rica and Panama, we have a 50% chance of those scattered showers, 40 to 50% chance in Nicaragua, and about a 40 to 50% chance over the next 2 days in Honduras. Rain chance holding at 20%. Guatemala and El Salvador, about a 10% chance by Friday. We do have that chance of a few showers around Mexico City and surrounding areas the next few days. Yucatan Peninsula, we've had some of that colder air. We'll be watching out for the next fronts. Northern Colombia, rain chance stays on the low side. Northern Venezuela, 20 to 30% chance. But with that front moving by Bermuda, we kind of get on the backside. The rain chance tomorrow is higher with those windy conditions in the higher seas. So chilly nights in the northern Caribbean. Another storm system nears this weekend. We'll get that bigger cold front, the biggest one of the season, moving in late January. That's why I wanted to give you that look ahead. Even colder weather moving in for a lot of us in some spots that haven't been cool yet. We'll get a cool down later this month, so plenty to track. Thank you for being part of this weather community. Have a great day ahead.